Good morning, it's Scott Dunnage Garage. How you doing today? Well, we just got back from a 6-day overland trip, and while I'm fixing a couple things, we'll talk about the trip. Stay tuned. Well, thanks for sticking with us. The damage to the camper really is pretty darn minimal. My trailer plug came undone. So while I'm fixing this, I'm just going to talk to you about the trip. That was really a good time. I really enjoyed it. I think the wife enjoyed it, which is the important thing. This is the first long trip that she's been on. So the purpose of the trip was to help the daughter and her boyfriend move to Kentucky for med school, for ophthalmology school. It was a long drive from Nebraska, a lot of road time. On the way there, I happened to notice the arch and asked the wife if she'd seen it. And Shara said she didn't even know what it was. And it's like, oh, we're gonna take a detour. So we did. Well, we took a little detour. We are at the archway. Pro tip, the exits from the arch are underneath it. The entrance is over by the skyscrapers at the top of a hill. Didn't spend as much time as we wanted there, but it was a great trip. And I think that's the theme for most of this trip, was we did not spend as much time as what we really wanted, because we had to get to Kentucky to help the kids pack or unpack and put things away, which we failed at. We got there and everything was put away. So we were emotional support. After the arch, we stayed at Wren Lake. Wren Lake was a beautiful little campground. You see, being new to the RV game, I assumed when you got utilities, you also got water. And yeah, you don't. But that's part of the adventure. It's tuition. It's something I'll learn, and I won't make this mistake again. So here in a bit, we'll hook everything back up, go get water. As soon as the sun goes down, that is blinding me, I think we're gonna try doing some fishing. Nice lake. Well, I didn't catch any fish. The people around us were catching fish. Showers were okay. Bathroom was nice. Would definitely stay there again. Would probably give it a 3 out of 5. For overlanding, it was the first night in the camper for the wife. And I got woke up in the middle of the night to it raining through the vent, so I now understand why that remote control or self-closing vent was worth the extra couple $100 that I didn't spend. Oh well. Did you ever put one of these things together? Alright, so first night was last night in this camper. What are your thoughts? Pros? What do you like?
I slept good.
Slept good.
That is comfortable.
What didn't you like?
Limited movement.
Limited movement. Again, we woke up this morning, it was raining. I didn't have the extra shelter up, so we were huddled underneath the latch on the, or the hatch on the rear of the camper. But Well, that's night one in the camper. It's wet, and so the morning wasn't as enjoyable as it could be. We're skipping out on breakfast, we're getting on the road, and we're gonna get to Tennessee. We are in Pikeville, Kentucky, and we will be here for the next couple days doing some moving for Sierra, and then we'll be giving you an end-of-trip wife review of the teardrop. The cut. This cut-through project, the dream of Dr. William C. Humbly, is the largest engineering feat in the U.S. and second in the world only to the Panama Canal. It was started in 1973 and finished in 1987. It cost a total of $77,593,691 and moved 18 million cubic yards of earth. This project eliminated the disastrous flooding from the Big Sandy River by moving a 4-lane highway, a railroad, and a river through a mountain. Oh, come on, you don't want to get left at the detention center? So yeah, pretty sketchy. You go into the detention cell jail to go upstairs to the museum. When you think of the Appalachians, especially Pikeville, Kentucky and West Virginia, there's two names that just come to mind. The Hatfields and the McCoys. Now, this feud between these two families has grown into legendary status. In fact, they've made miniseries movies about these. I always thought these families spent decades fighting and killing each other. Whenever they saw each other, it was just a fight. And it's further from the truth. What I learned here at the museum is that there were actually long periods of time between the confrontations between the two families. You too can learn a lot about the feud from the friendly and knowledgeable volunteers at the County Museum, which again, fittingly, is located on the 4th floor of the jail and courthouse. So we left Pikeville this morning, went to the Ark Encounter. Ark Encounter was absolutely amazing. I'll put some of the footage from that on this video, but most of that will be in another video. And then we came up to Indiana, so we could say we camped in Indiana.
And Indiana's been a disaster.
It's made it an adventure. We booked a spot and next to the river. We were told they had a shower house. I asked several times, told them we were in a teardrop, and yeah, we get there. They weren't there. The spot was available, but no bathrooms. So we passed on it, and we started driving and driving and driving. And we drove a little bit more, and we ended up here. So we're at Clifty Falls, Indiana State Park, Clifty Falls State Park, Indiana. Nice park, happy with it, considering the alternative. Let me interrupt right here. We actually really loved this camp spot. It was Saturday evening. The place was full. This was the last electrical hookup spot they had. So given that, we loved it. There were nicer spots at the campground, but again, Saturday evening, they were all taken. So I just want to make it clear, we really, really enjoyed this camp spot, and we will definitely come back here. So other than the first campsite going to be not what was expected, dinner was good. She almost burned down the park. She did. I'll show you that here in a second. Pro tip, make sure this is screwed on tight, or else you get flame coming from all right here. And that's bad. Isn't that right?
I was being chased by a bumblebee.
You were being chased by a bumblebee?
Yes.
And you set the kitchen on fire?
And I almost broke my wrist.
And you almost broke your wrist. And so you've got one night in Illinois, 3 nights in Pikeville in the camper. So 4 nights total in the camper. What are your thoughts?
I'm sleeping good in the camper. Kind of problematic though if it's raining, because then we have to shut the fan off.
Yeah, and she likes her white noise, and I don't like getting watered.
Back to what I said the first night, I just need a little more room. I need somewhere to sit, especially on those rainy days, because we've had a few of them. It hasn't been horrible, just adaptable, but I'm definitely giving up some creature comforts.
But, all right. Well, I think the water's boiling, so we're gonna get to dishes, and I'll add more. So we didn't do much filming here last night. Just kind of took the evening off to enjoy our time together and not have to worry about the channel. Well, I can safely say I enjoyed camping here last night. I was nervous, a lot of kids running around, but it got quiet real quick, and then the camper's so insulated you couldn't hear anything inside it anyways. Well, the wife is reading her Bible. I'm going to take a walk and look at some of the campers and maybe get some pictures. Well, we're just doing a quick little walk around the camp, just to look at a couple other campers. There's two really nice teardrops out here, a smaller teardrop like mine, and then a brand new off-road teardrop. And that thing is sweet. So that's it. The Missouri campground, initially we had issues with. We ended up changing camp spots. Got up early, skipped breakfast, and just got on the road. We were more concerned with getting home. And home we did. On the way home though, I was admiring the reflection of the Jeep and the hubcap of a semi that was passing us. And he started honking and waving and pointing. So I pulled over. And that's when I found a broken, or that my, that's when I found that my trailer connector had come undone. So we drove the last 50 miles without trailer lights. That wasn't bad on the interstate, but in town that was kind of hairy. So I think I may have to get an extra one of those just to throw in a toolbox for a trail spare, just in case it happens again. I also want to figure out a way so if it does happen again, it doesn't hit the ground. But that was our adventure. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a blessed day, and remember, life's an adventure. Go live it.